Hello, I'm the Halloween, and today I will be telling you a popular Korean urban legend called 1212. One night, a Korean girl named Sun Hee was at the school. It was quite late, and she was studying with a group of students from her class. The lights were on in the library, but the rest of the school was in complete darkness. After a while, Sun Hee needed to go to the toilet. She took a break from her studies, telling her friend she'll be back in a moment. The girl walked out of the library and down the darkened hallway to the school bathroom. In the library, when a few minutes had passed, the other boys and girls began to notice a faint tapping noise. It seemed to be coming from the direction of the window. Looking around, they saw a pale-eyed woman standing there. Her face was pressed up against the window. Her eyes were tightly shut. One long crooked finger was tapping on the window. They wondered what the woman was doing outside at night. A moment later, the woman opened her eyes. The students gasped in horror. She had no eyes, just deep dark holes where the eyes should have been. The woman raised her fist and brought it crashing down at the window. The glass shattered, and suddenly all the lights went out. In the school bathroom, Sun Hee was just about to wash her hands and was plunged in darkness. Everything was silent. She never heard the screams of terror coming from the library. There was no way she could have known the pandemonium and slaughter that had broke out just a few rooms away. She continued to wash her hands, unaware of the horrific cries that echoed down the hallway. Just as abruptly as they began, the screams and yells stopped, and the school was deadly silent. Sun Hee opened the bathroom door and strode back down the hallway. When she went in the library, she stopped in her tracks. The dead bodies of the students was thrown all over the library. Some corpses were sprawled out on the floor. Others were draped across desks and filing cabinets. She started to shake with fear. Her mind raced as she tried to understand what had happened. It was a massacre. Just then, she heard footsteps echoing down the hallway. Sun Hee was a smart girl, and with quick thinking, she threw herself on the floor and lay next to the dead bodies. She lay motionless. She listened as she heard something quietly crept into the library. Sun Hee closed her eyes and pretended to be dead. She heard rustling sounds as something moved across the room. Fearing the worst, Sun Hee lay as still as she could and tried not to make a sound. Then she heard a voice whispering, 12, 12, 12. Curiosity got the better of her, and she cautiously opened her eyes ever so slightly to take a peek. There in the middle of the room stood a pale, ghostly woman in a white dress. Sun Hee closed her eyes and fought the urge to scream. She could hear the ghost creeping around the room, going body to body, muttering under her breath, 12, 12, 12. The girl kept her eyes shut. She hoped and prayed the ghost would leave soon. 12, 12, 12. The ghost was shuffling from corpse to corpse, getting closer and closer. 12, 12, 12. As Sun Hee listened to the chilling voice of the ghost, she tried not to do anything that would attract attention. 12, 12, 12. The ghost was drawing ever so near. Sun Hee dared not to move. 12, 12, 12. The ghost was almost by her side. The girl tried not to breathe, and suddenly the counting stopped. Sun Hee remained motionless. She strained not to even move and make the slightest noise. She was afraid. There was no sound. The library was suspiciously quiet. After several minutes of complete silence, Sun Hee was sure the ghost was gone. Sun Hee slowly opened her eyes. The ghost was crouched directly over her, staring into her eyes. One pale, bony finger was pointing straight into Sun Hee's terrified face. 12, said the ghost, and plucked out her eyeballs. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. That would greatly be appreciated. Thank you, and sweet nightmares.